So just be warned, if you're having your supper, breakfast, dinner, lunch, whatever, if you've just sat down to a meal and you're going to watch this video, maybe pause it and come back when you're finished. So if you recall, and if you've been with us for a while, we haven't had a lot of luck this year with calves. We've lost a bunch of calves to coccidiosis, which got into the barn during that long, mild, wet season. We've had various problems with various calves, and this morning we've got another one. So yeah, if you've just had your breakfast or dinner, maybe wait a little bit longer again, just to let it go down a bit further. So, because this is a little bit ooey ouchy. This is our handsome little polled bull that we decided to keep his knackers on because he would make a cracking breeding bull. Except that now he won't. If he's got a weakness on his arse end, he's pushed his bum out. Now when we had the cocci problem and we had the vets in treating that, one of the calves then had a little anal prolapse. Now, unfortunately, I didn't write down what ear tag number it was, so I didn't know which calf it was. Basically, we pushed the bum hole back, gave him a bit of epidural just to take the pressure off of it and everything else, and that was it. Cured. And as far as I was aware, that was the end of it. Hopefully, job done. So I don't know if that's him and he's done it again. But the problem is, once they start to prolapse, they constantly feel like they want to poo, so it just makes them push. And then the more they push it out, the more they want to push. So yeah, we missed it yesterday. Problem is, when you're walking around cattle and they're looking at you, their ass end is looking away. Anyway, I've called the vets. They're on their way. Hopefully we'll have him sorted out quick smart. Sorry, chap. That's his mum out there. So anyway, the story is, this morning, when I came down and looked, all the cattle were in the yard. So I was lucky to spot him. I was down here in my Crocs, which are now covered in caca, and I spotted him, and I managed to get him in here, in my Crocs, which are covered in caca. But at least I could hose them off. Right, this is probably going to be a slightly uncomfortable experience for you, chap. But anyway, we'll get him sorted, and then it's back on the case, back on the mower. No point in cutting any grass right now because the grass is thick with dew. It's very, very wet out there. Yeah, probably going to be 10:30 before I even think about it, but I want to get that knocked off down there so we can get the mower off, get the Lotus on, and then it'll be rest of the day on the tractor again, chucking about everything I cut yesterday. It's a very exciting life I lead. Let's get everything ready in here. Hopefully, within an hour, he'll be back outside, unless the vet says I've got to keep him in, which is possible. He might have to be dosed again. So I think what it's going to be is going to be epidural, painkillers, Metacam, so anti-inflammatory, push it back in, keep an eye on him. Something like that. Epidural is something I can't do. But yeah, that all it is, so that will just, they give it to him just above the tail, so basically it deadens any sensation to his backside, takes away the urge to push. And do you know how I know all that? It's because Sam the vet told me. And I listened. And I remembered. So depending on which vet comes, and I don't know who's coming, we may or may not video the process of doing that. probably won't, if I'm honest. Two reasons. One, it's not the nicest of things to watch. And two, I'm probably going to need both hands to help hold him, because he's a strong little devil, and even with halter on or in the head crush, probably going to have to get in there and hold his tail up. So I'm going to need both hands. So I'll come back when the job's done. Right then, it is 20 past 10. Vet's been and gone. Calf's been treated. His bum's on the inside now rather than the outside. We've got some grass to cut. We're just going to go and check on little calf first. He's had epidural. In fact, he's had all sorts of stuff. Metacam, epidural. He's been dosed for Coxy, just in case that's what kicks this off. He's now in here with his mum. He's walking on his toes a bit, but that is because of the epidural. So yeah, epidural, Metacam. He's had a dose for Coxy just in case. He's a bit big for Coxy now, but they said, you know, there's a reason why he pushed his bum out, and that is maybe what it was. They've taken a poo sample, which they're going to sample and test and come back, and if there is still Coxy in the herd, then we'll probably have to bring all the cattle back in again, and I will probably have to dose all the calves again for it. So I really, really hope it's not, because if that is the case, they've been literally spreading that all over the fields outside. So, which will be a blessing in disguise that I haven't let them in the two bottom fields, because at least they're clean. Biscuit, come on. Any time today, come on, just because of your birthday. Oh, up you go. Oh, in you go. So she's had a birthday trim. She was getting a bit warm, so yeah. We've tidied you up, haven't we? Go and get on your bed. Good girl. Well done. Right, so we've got the bottom left-hand paddock, the old ploughground, to finish off. We've got the headland cut on that. But I think before we do that, we're going to shoot down the road and do our little paddock, which is opposite the vet's. Something we're having a little bit of a controversy with at the minute. We moved the gateway down there earlier in the year because the gateway as it stood was bloody dangerous. So dangerous that I actually had a chat with a planning chum of mine from, not our local council, from another neighbouring council. I said, have I got to go for planning for this? And he goes, perhaps you should. I said, well, would you? He goes, no. He said, I would just do it, and if they complain, put in a retrospective. Right. Okay, so that's what we did. So we moved our gateway. So we haven't created a new gateway. We've simply moved the old gateway, what, 60 metres down the road, to give me half a chance to see traffic. This is a 60-mile-an-hour road out here. The old gateway, we could not see left. And the problem is, especially when you're towing a trailer, you have to pull out right across the road to pull out of the field with the trailer on. So we thought we were being really, really sensible by just moving the gateway a bit further down the road. No. Apparently we're not allowed to do that, can't do that, wouldn't have permission to do that, and we got to put it back. Okay, so our old gateway is at the end of this hedge here. Literally, that's it in there. It's all covered back in now. Our new gateway is on the right, here, where it is much safer. Not allowed to keep it. So the council informed us that we have to put in an application to keep this, which we did, and then they told us that because it was over 25 square metres, the alteration, we had to do some biodiversity survey. This is just to move a gateway, by the way, bearing in mind we put the old gateway back. Just to move the gateway, a biodiversity scheme, which was going to be about £3,000, with no guarantee that they would pass. And then the highways turned up and they said, oh no, they didn't ask us, so they can't have it. And this is all, bearing in mind, this is all common sense. Okay, we're moving a gateway from something that was blooming dangerous to somewhere that's really safe. Well, a lot safer. I don't get the politics. Right, I'm just going to leave the tractor parked there a minute. It's running because the dog's in there and I've got the aircon going for the dog. I don't want to leave her in a hot cab. I'm sure you'll forgive me. So, and I'm going to show you why we put our gateway here. Why we took out 14-foot hedge and put a gateway there. So if you've been with me a while, you'll know how much I hated the old gateway into this field, because it was just so flipping dangerous. The view coming out of here with the tractor was scary. So in the back of there is our old gate. Okay, this is the old access into the field. So all these plants we've got here, this hedging, is what we took out down there and we replanted back up here with the idea that anything that didn't survive, and you know what? They've all got leaf on them. Anything that didn't survive, we would just fill up and beat up the rest of the year. So we closed this gate. And the reason being is if I park the front of the tractor there, that's the extent of my view. That way, that's as much as I can see, which is 40 meters on a 60-mile-an-hour road. View that way isn't too bad. But if I'm pulling out of here with a tractor, especially if I've got an implement on the back, I have to pull across the road. So, see that telegraph pole there? That's probably the third or fourth one in the last 5 years, because people come down this road so fast, especially in the winter months, and they keep snapping that pole off. They've put a really big one in there this time. Maybe the next car will bounce off that, but anyway, so from up there, I'm going to go and stand on my neighbour's drive to April Cottage, and we'll see how much of this we can see. So this is the bottom of April Cottage, and here is the position of a driver going that way at 60 miles an hour. He's got 60 metres to spot me and stop. Whereas if he comes forward 20 metres, all of a sudden, I know the GoPro's not going to pick it up, you can see the front of my tractor down there. Long, straight-ish bit of road, and even if you're doing 60 mile an hour, that's enough time to stop. And that's the difference, and that's the reason we decided to move this gateway from what was put in during the years of horses and carts, you know, 4 or 6 mile an hour vehicles, not really suitable for those that travel at 60. I'm not saying everybody comes down here 60 mile an hour. Some people come a bit more sensibly, but that's the reason. There is no financial gain for me. In fact, it's cost us money to move the gate from there to there. And basically, the idea is fill all that in, so the biodiversity gain, net gain, from moving that gate down there is going to be almost double. So they want to do a survey to say, oh, we got to make sure that you have at least the same plus 10%. Well, we've already overdone that. We will have doubled the bit of hedge we've lost down there. Once that's all filled in there, it's going to be way more than double what we've lost down there. Plus the fact there's a spring right inside the gate, so in the winter months I can't even get in there even if I want to, because it just makes a mess. So every single ounce of me that has any common sense, and hopefully you're going to agree with me, says that moving the gateway from that nasty little blind bend, 60 mile an hour, to in the middle of the field where cars have got a chance from both directions to see me and me to see them, surely that makes a bit of sense. So we can only use this gateway probably for this harvest, for the bales, which I know will be a lot safer. When I'm pulling out of this gateway across the road to turn back up towards the farm, anybody coming from that way or that way, they've got a fair chance to see me, and I got a much more than fairer chance to see them. So you're probably wondering, why is he bothered to make a video on this? Well, I'll tell you the reason why. Sooner or later, there is going to be an accident out here. Someone's going to get hurt. If we continue using that old gateway up there, someone is going to get hurt. Traffic's getting more and more, the quantity, not necessarily the quality. Well, I got cut off by a phone call then, so. Anyway, we're going back up. I'm going to put a grinder over the blades on this so it feels a bit blunt, and then we're going to go and cut the playground. But yeah, so the reason I'm doing this is if there's an accident out here, next year, 10 years, whatever, I'm going to say to the folks, whoever's involved, say, look, we tried our best to be sensible and put a field. Bear in mind, this is a satellite field. I've got no other access. The only way into this field for me is off of this road. There's no back way in, there's no side way in, it is off of this road. So all I've done is I've taken the gateway that was put in when the field belonged to that house in the years of horses and carts, and I've moved it to a position that is more suitable to cars and vehicles that do 60 miles an hour. And in the process, I've increased the biodiversity value of the hedge. Okay, the bit that we've lost is going to be more than doubled. In fact, by the time we would have finished, because we were going to plant in that bit of dead space there as well, trebled. But no, we've been told if we want to carry on with the application, we've got to spend £3,000 on the biodiversity study, and the chances are they're going to refuse us anyway. So what's the point? And we tried. So there you are. That is just one of the things, you know, where people in council offices look at their books or book of words and say, well, the book of words says you can't do that. And I say, well, I've invited you to come out and have a look and have a chat, and I'll show you exactly why we've done it. No, it's not in the book of words. You can't have it. So, beggar's belief. See, I can see all down there, and I can see all up there. Perfectly safe to pull out of here. Even when I leave the handbrake on. Right, that's every blade got a bit of a fresh edge on it. Back to it. I don't think so. Nope, definitely not. You're not going to bite me, you devil. Nasty, nasty things. I don't know what you call them where you are. We call them old maids right here. I think some people call them, is it kedges? Or horseflies or whatever. They are nasty. They sneak up on you from behind. They know where your eyes are. They'll come at you, the back of your head, the back of your arm, always from behind, and bite you. And they really hurt. He's not going to hurt anybody though. squished. Right, so I'm hoping, now we've put a bit of an edge on there, he's going to cut a bit easier, which might save me a little bit of time, and more than likely a little bit of fuel too. Just got to shut the gate. Actually, while I'm at the tractor, I'll go and have a look at our little friend as well, just make sure he's not pushed his bum out again, so he's led down. I think he's okay. But like the vet said, it was quite swollen. It had gone quite hard. They've done everything they can for him. I don't really want to get him up. I'd rather he... Oh, he's got up anyway. I'd rather he stayed down. He's moving his tail now, so the epidural's definitely wearing off. But... Alright. You're going to follow Mum? I just want to have a look at your backside. Make sure there's nothing red hanging out of you. So far so good. We're going to keep him in today because if he pops it back out again, I might well call the vets back and just give him a second epidural. So, because that's kind of the only thing we can do. We could stitch him, but stitching a prolapse anus solves one problem and creates 3 more. So that is really and truly last resort. We'd rather not do that. Right now, he's okay. Oh, if any of you wonder about the t-shirt, no, I didn't buy it. Somebody sent, I don't actually know who, somebody sent it to me, and it was just next in line in the t-shirt drawer. I don't actually believe that for 1 second. But yeah, and it was good enough. Thank you very much to whoever it was who sent it, by the way. It was good enough to go to work in and trim the dog. She's, yeah, I got a bit of her on me. Never mind. Okay, it is 11:41. So the grass down here should now be well and truly dry enough to put the mower through it. The worst of the dew should be gone. It's very humid. It's hot and I'm very sweaty. But yeah, get this bit cut. It's going to be a couple of hours, so it should be finished by 2 o'clock, and then be up home, have a bit of lunch, and then I think what we're probably going to do, we're probably going to spin Pigeon Mead this afternoon. I probably won't spin these 2 today, maybe tomorrow, and then it'll be a regime then of spinning every day, trying to fluff it up, get some air in it, and get it dry. Even if we bale Saturday, if it stays dry, there's a good chance I'm probably going to leave the bales out for a week anyway. I mean, once they're baled, rain bales, there's no rush. It's nice to get them in, but it's a case of any warmth left in them, especially on the headland bales. Although we did cut all the headlands first, so it's giving it a head start to start drying. Yeah, I don't want a barn fire. I've had enough bad luck this year. I was ready to strike out straight away. Might as well, we've got enough headland. So I think I'm going to start that end and work my way back this way. Right, she's purring away. We're going to aim for, you can't see it but I can, there's a bit of tree trunk in the edge. We're aiming for that. Back again. Well, I haven't got to concentrate quite so much now because I got a wheel guide for me. Literally, I just follow the edge of the cut, and if the mower's set up right, I should have no mare's tails behind and be overlapping by only a few inches. That's how it's supposed to work. Well, considering I did it by eye, it's not terrible. There's no satellite navigation or anything like that. You know, it's just literally me looking at spots in the hedge. But yeah, we're still about to turn this Brazilian into a Hollywood. Brazilian, Hollywood. Just in case you didn't know. So, right, that's the end of that one. Last piece to go. That's it. We are almost done. Another hour, mower will be off, and tether will be on. Quite thick here, so I've had to go down a cog. Old tractor was burping a bit. So I've had a message from somebody today. Apparently I've got to watch Ollie Blogs this afternoon because I think Biscuit's going to get a mention. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll wait and see. Something to do with a birthday bumper. Well, she is 9. Is that 63 in dog's years? There you go. We are done. It is 8 minutes past 1. Lunchtime. We'll nip up and have a look at that calf and see what he's like, and if he looks okay, we might let him back out again. He'll be happier outside. And cross our fingers he doesn't do it again. So he's obviously got a weakness there. It's a bit of a shame because that was the calf that we kept entire because he's a polled bull calf, and I actually thought there might be some value to him as a polled bull calf, pure Dexter. But if he's got a weakness on his backside, he's of no use to me as a breeding bull at all, or anybody else. So I spoke to the vet about it. We're going to keep an eye on him for the next. If he pushes it out again, then probably on the next TV test on the 18th, on the reading, we'll probably castrate him. So, because there's no point in keeping him as an entire bull. So he's got a stay of execution for about 20 days. And then we'll make a decision. Won't be long. We'll be coming to fetch you. Right, there's Mum. Oh, he's right by the door there. I'm not going to get too close because I don't want him to get up. Bugger. Oh, he's pushed it back out again. All right, well, before I go to lunch, I'll see if I can push it back in myself. So, thing is, if you leave it out too long, they just keep pushing it out. So, go on, go on, in you go. No, 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 no. You're going in there. Go on. That's it. Go on, Tony Tim. Go on. Careful, careful, careful. Got him. Right, well, as you can imagine, that's not very comfortable. All right, chap. All right, okay, all right, okay. Okay. Don't sit on it. Don't sit on it. So I'm trying to push it in. He's trying to push it back out again. Just relax. Just relax. Relax. Stop pushing. Go on. Right. I've got it back in. I just need to hold it there for a minute. I think it's back out with the vet. I've got it in, but I don't think it's going to stay there. Oh, look, it's popped straight back out again. Call the vet. Oh. That wasn't very good. You're going to damage it if you're careful. Now you've got your head stuck in there, haven't you? Can we go that way? Oh well, I think it's going to be an expensive day. Okay. Update on the calf. Vet's been back out and the decision was made to put a stitch in him. So his backside's not stitched shut. Don't think he can't go to the loo. He can go to the loo. There he is over there. Basically what we've done is taken the stretch out of his bottom. So we've just made it so he can't push his arse out again. We had to choose on whether we were going to go with a nylon stitch or a tape one. We've gone tape. The tape is more temporary. We've gone tape. The vet sort of kind of asked me which one to do. I said, well, he's going to be castrated in 20 days. We're not going to keep him as an entire bull now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Sam, the vet, then take another look at him then, take that tape stitch out, literally one cut and it all pulls out. Take that stitch out and check him over. If we think he has to have then a permanent stitch, the nylon one, we'll put that in then. But for the time being, that's him on the end there. He's still feeding. He can still function. We've given him, because he's had most of his medication, so everything he could have been given, the Metacam, the painkillers, the antibiotics, he's already had all that. So the only thing he's had now, he's had a dose of liquid paraffin as well. You can probably just see the stitch to the right-hand side of his butthole there. He's still trying to push his bum out, but he can't now. That will improve over a period of time. Look at that, he's still trying to push it out. The idea is now he can't push it out. As that swelling decreases, we're hoping, I'm kind of hoping, within a week he'll be fine. And then in another week after that, literally it is 20 days. In 20 days' time, they're doing a TB test. We will make a decision for sure then, but probably castration. We will take that tape out and we will look at whether we replace it with nylon or if it can stay out permanently. By that time, whatever the issue was that was making him prolapse should have been sorted out. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, time. Mower off. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything I cut at pigeon meat yesterday, the top layer should be dry, or the dew should be burnt off. Of it. It's safe to turn it. So I think the idea now is we're going to take the mower off, go and put the Lotus on, give it a quick grease over, then up the pigeon meat, turn that, down the paddock, turn that. We'll turn the right-hand field as well today. Whether we turn the left-hand one, because I only finished mowing that a couple of hours ago, I might just leave that where it is. There's no point in turning it over until the top layer that's exposed to the sun now is kind of wilted a bit. So that tomorrow. Maybe the headland will do today, but the middle bit tomorrow. Okay, that's everything off there. So the other thing I did, forgot to say for the calf before I let him out with his mum, is I put some Spotnol on him. So Spotnol is basically like an insect repellent for flies and bugs and stuff like that. So I got about 6 mil, and the vet actually did it for me because I couldn't read the dose on the bottle, and she had gloves on, and she basically rubbed it all around his backside to try and keep the flies off. But like I said to her, we had it. She thought it was a good idea. So yeah, poor little calf is full of all sorts of potions and concoctions, which I really hope is going to make him feel better. So what I got to do now really is wait for the results of the Coxie test to find out if we still actually have a problem. It's like magic, isn't it? Right, bit of grease, check my tyres, chuck some grass about. I know the handbrake was on. I put it on. He's all right. He's all right. And that one. And him. Beekeepers were in this morning, messing around with bees. Obviously it's upset me a little bit because just as I was opening the door, one of them nailed me in the back of the head. So another bee sting. Beginning to wonder if the bees are worth the effort. So yeah, I'll move the tractor a bit further away from the angry little blighters. I'll grease it over here. Do it. Right, well, the one that had me, well, I killed that one, so I don't think he sent his mates. Oh, I'll shut that gate. We're gonna get on with it now, so it's taken me nearly half an hour to get on and greased. 5 minutes of that running away from a bee. So we're out in Pigeon Mead. I mean, the grass is definitely not as green as it was yesterday, so sun is doing its job. We're going to go and spin the little paddock first, and then we'll come and do this chap. So what a shame we had all that rain, because this field was lovely and smooth before that, and now it's like a ploughed field. not much I can do about it for 4 years. Well, I've just taken the travel pin out of there. He's on top now, so we'll just lift him up a little bit, put him in 540 economy. So basically 540 economy is 540 the PTO at 1,546 RPM, whereas normal 540 is 1,969, so higher revs. So this basically gives me the same speed at the PTO shaft at lower revs, hence the economy. Okay, now I just need to see what I've got to do with the top link. So let's drop him down and see where we're touching the ground. We'll pull forward a little bit, just in case. To be 2 turns shorter. Excuse me. One. And another one. That makes 2. Try that again. Right. Let's turn some grass. I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. That's fluffing it up. Oh dear. Neighbour's got some washing out. I hope the wind's going the right way. I'm going to cover her washing in dust. Yeah, that'll be alright. Alright then. Alright, see you in a bit. Bye. Metal detectors, what I know when I'm cutting over the other. So we do allow a metal detecting club to go over our ground over there and over here once or twice a year, but it's an organised club. They don't pay any fees, we don't ask them for any money for it. All I ask is they only do it when I let them, and they've said that's fair enough. So they're metal detecting over my brother's, I think on the 7th or 8th. So if you want to go metal detecting over there, you have to join the Thornbury Historical Society, and that's the only way you're going to get to metal detect on any of our land as well. Martin, if ever you wondered. So yeah, but if the grass isn't cut, they can't go out there. Oh. So not only does the Lotus cover almost double the width that the mower does, I'm also going almost twice the speed, so spinning this will take a lot less time than mowing it. Unless I have a breakdown. Let's not go there. Well, I'm sorry anybody locally who suffers with hay fever, because that cloud going across there of dust, I reckon half of it's pollen, but yeah, it is a pretty dusty old job out there. That's better. But we're nearly done. So pigeon meat, now it's dried a bit, the crop has shrunk, should we say, or it appears to have shrunk, but there's still a better crop out here than we've probably ever had. Well, or maybe the one time when we planted a new lay, the red clover lay, that may have been a bit thicker, but as far as grass is concerned, this is exceptional for pigeon meat. So, as I said yesterday, day before, I think the ploughing it up, putting it into maize, and the cultivation and reseeding, the only real downside at the minute is very, very rough out here. They ploughed it and power harrowed it and then drilled it, and I rolled it. It shouldn't be like this, but all that rain we had, it's just little rivers going down through the field just made it very rough. So my back and my undercarriage is feeling it a bit. You can see, once or twice more up and down here, and we will be done. That's it, we're done. That is everything cut, has now been spun. Or everything's turned over, so I didn't know I was going to get this one done right or not, but turned out I did. It wouldn't have mattered if this one hadn't been turned out. It's better to be done, but because I only cut it this afternoon, well, this morning, late morning, early afternoon, yeah, it's worked quite well actually, but it's supposed to have a hot day tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely be turning everything again tomorrow, but probably not again until after lunch, which means another later finish. So not terrible actually, earlier than last night. Right, we are done. We're gonna go back up the house. I'm gonna have some tea, shower, stuff like that. So, although I think maybe I'll put a bale in for the cattle first and then do it. So aircon on the tractor has been on flat out because it's so blooming warm. Turned down a bit now though. So yeah, we'll give the cattle a bale and then in the house, tea, shower. So it'll be about 8 o'clock finished tonight, so not terrible. So on that note, I'll bid you a good evening or morning or afternoon or wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, and I'll see you tomorrow.